us. So we're going to start off today by covering the main areas in sketching parts, and that will be geometric tolerances and dimensional tolerances, and I'll explain a little bit about them next soon. So first of all, we're going to make just a simple cube, and for this we're going to use a feature as well, which is underneath these feature bars, and it's going to be extruded boss. But for starters, let's start and create a new part. So if we go up in the top left and click part. So first of all, you'll see that we've got a blank canvas, and over on the left we've got our feature tree. So this will include all of the parts, sketches, components, features that we create within Solidworks itself. And we start off with 3 planes and the origin. So we've got the front plane, the top plane and the right plane, and we can use any of these planes to sketch upon. So let's just click on the top plane, and to go normal to, we hit spacebar and the little normal to icon which pops up. And for sketching on this, we can right click and sketch, or we can go over into sketch and click sketch 2. So for starters off, let's just explain a bit about dimensioning, tolerancing, etc. So there's two methods overall for tolerancing. One is smart dimension, and the other is under display delete relations, and that's geometric tolerancing. So smart dimension tolerancing is, I'll just draw a circle to start off with. So with a circle, we can click onto the origin and draw a circle from it, and this will create the easiest method of basically defining this circle due to it already being in the origin. And if we just take a dimension from it, you will see from it being blue to start off with, it turns black, and that's our objective when sketching parts, to define fully our sketch. So we'll just go ahead and delete that circle a second, and we'll start off with our square. So for a cube we need to draw a square and then extrude it upwards. So we can use the corner rectangle tool and click anywhere on the canvas and drag, and then click again somewhere else away from the first point. So we've got our square now, and as you can see, all sides are blue. So we can first off dimension the square. So if we click on smart dimension and go over to one of the sides and click on it and drag up and click again, and then type in any number really, 50, and this will be in millimeters. We can also do it in inches, etc., but we always work in millimeters for BSI. And we have now defined that length of our square. So we can also do the same with these other sides. So we can do 50, and that has now made our dimensions of these sides all 50. But there is a different method as well that we can use. So if I delete this dimension a second and go up into add relation and click on all of the sides and go over here, so this is our options here on the geometric tolerancing. So horizontal will make sure that they're all horizontal to the origin, vertical will all be vertical to the origin, collinear is so then they are on the same plane. So if I had a line here, the side would be the same as the line on the side. Parallel will be if I had another line here and it was at an angle, I can make that parallel to this side. Equal to is the one that we'll be using, and this will make all of our sides equal to each other, so all 50, and that is another way that you can tolerance all of our sides. So what we kind of want now is to, they're still all blue, and the objective now is to dimension them from the origin, due to this being able to allow us to define our sketch, as defining our sketch will be always from the origin, and that will allow all of our sides to go black. or lines to go black. So what we want to do is click on Smart Dimension again. If we click on one side and the origin and drag it away, and we type in 25, that will allow us to have that in the middle of our origin. And if we click on these sides now and type in 25 again, this will allow our square to be in the center of our sketch, and therefore you can see now that all of our sides have turned black, and this is what we want, as it will be defined now and tolerance. So what we want to do is click onto features and extrude boss / base, and we can straight off see that it's giving us a view of a 3D object. So from extrusion, it allows us to create a 3D object which is being extruded from our sketch to a certain height. So down here we've got our distance, and this will be the distance from our sketch here, the base, to the top, and we can change this to whatever dimension we want, so 30 or 50 or 70, and it will just make it longer and longer. And at the moment we're doing blind, but you can also do up to vertex, up to surface, but we'll cover that later on. So we'll want 50 for it to be a cube, and there you go, you've got your preview, and once you're happy with it you can click the tick, and this will create our solid object now. So there you go, you've got your cube, and it's all toleranced with the sketch and defined. But there's also one thing that we need to do next. So what we need to do is name our feature here, which is popped up in our features tree. So what we want to do is click F2, and there you go, you can pop up and type in cube extrusion or any name that you want, and click enter, and that is therefore named. So there you go, you've created your cube and done it all correctly to the standards. But if you ever did want to change your feature, so the extrusion or the sketch, if you right click on your feature in the features tree and click edit feature, you can therefore see that you've got the preview up again, and I can go ahead and change this to 30 and click the green tick again, and that will allow us to change our feature length or dimensions. And I can go ahead and right click again on the feature in the feature tree, and then click edit sketch, and that will allow us to edit these dimensions that we made in the sketch. So if I do 15 and 30, this will make it into a smaller cube again. And if we click exit sketch up in the top right, there you go, you can update your feature, or press the traffic light and it will do it automatically for you. So I hope that helps, guys. I'll do a next video about some more features and sketching elements in Solidworks, and I'll catch you then.